Day YouTubers, I'm Turbo and welcome to I Reviewed It For You. We're a simple channel where I spend my hard-earned dollars, and yours sometimes, to buy and review items that you should use every day. But we're also going to tell you about the ones that you should probably never touch. Now make sure you watch until the end of the video to see the full list of pros and cons of each and every item we review. Now, as the channel gets more popular, and if people supply me with things to review, I'm going to actually give them away as part of a prize package or fun get rid of crap package. So just so you know, no one is actually sponsoring any of these videos so that I can give you an honest and clear review to let you know whether it's worthy of buying or if you should just steer clear altogether. It may end up saving you thousands of dollars or get you some of the best and most reliable gear around. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, now would be a really great time to slap the subscribe button and definitely ring that bell so you can see when our next videos are posted. And, well, it really does help the channel to grow so that we can do more review videos for you before you buy stuff. So, let's get at her, shall we? Now, if you like cooking, baking, making candy, smoking, or barbecue, then you really need to watch this entire video. Because one of the biggest things that people do when they're cooking is undercook or overcook their meal. Now, wouldn't it be a lot easier if you just had a fast reading thermometer so that you could test your food to check to see how done it actually is? Now, believe it or not, you can actually do that for very little money with some really amazing results. Today's product that I'm reviewing, I purchased from Amazon with my own money, as always, and it arrived in the typical Amazon fashion in about 2 days. Today's product is the INKBIRD IHT-1P Instant Read Digital Meat Thermometer / Digital Food Thermometer. It's a mouthful. But it's just a meat thermometer, and it's really fast. So let's get to the unboxing, should we? Here it is right here. We're going to move it over to this camera though so you can have a better look at it. So this is it. This is the way it arrived from Amazon. I did open the box already because I did cook some food and I used it. So one interesting thing is that this title here definitely does not match the Amazon title. And is it a big deal? No, not really, but if they matched things up, it would make things easier to find for people on Amazon. Probably also help with their branding. So there it is. It's a really pretty orange and black, and I like orange and black because I'm kind of a Harley guy. So it's also easy to really find in a drawer, and we all know that when we put our thermometers in the drawer, well, they're gone. Sometimes for years, sometimes for months, sometimes for weeks. But this one has some really interesting features. So for example, it has a magnetic back, and as you can see, it's picking up the USB cable, but it definitely has a magnetic back so that you can stick it to things like a barbecue, side of your fridge, you know, wherever you want to actually put it. It's really easy to operate. So watch this. So all we're going to do is we just take this. There's a little hook for the probe on this side right here. And all we do is we take that and we open it up just like that. Has a backlit display. Also in orange. So it's really super easy to read. It can be calibrated plus or minus 3 degrees. And that probe is definitely sharp enough to get into those thicker cuts of meat like brisket when it's raw, for example. It's also really thin. And that thin portion will actually make it, there you can see, makes the temperature go up a lot quicker than if you had this particular diameter all the way to the tip. Now they claim that this thing is waterproof, which will make it easier to wash directly under running water. But I would definitely be sure that you make sure that the USB flap right here is securely closed, because the only negative reviews I've seen on this particular unit are that they washed it and it never worked again. And probably the case was that you can see when I close it, see one end still sticks out. So you have to really make sure that that's secure. So that's the weak point on this particular unit. But anything that's rechargeable is going to have that flap built into it. So realistically, it's going to eventually wear out, because you're going to have to keep opening the flap to play with the USB and get it charged up. So therefore, I would recommend cleaning the probe in the hot soapy water, but the handle portion itself, I would recommend that you just use a wet cloth with some soap and water, possibly some antibacterial soap, because typically your hands are full of meat juice and other things. One of the really nice features that it has is that it is actually USB-C, so it is updated. Doesn't take the old style USBs, which a lot of this Chinese-made stuff it typically comes with. It feels pretty heavy and strong. It doesn't, it doesn't feel flimsy like a lot of these ones. It has a battery indicator so that you can see just how much battery is left in it. Typically, it has about 11 hours of battery. Now, if you put that into perspective, when you turn it on and use it, you're using it probably for less than 1 minute each time you turn it on. So 11 hours of battery is a pretty extensive period of time. And in standby mode, I think it was like 6 months or 3 months or something. It was really ridiculously long. Good news about that is also that you don't have to buy any batteries. Now, a AA battery or a AAA battery or a couple of AAA batteries, they might last a little bit longer, but the reality is you won't have to buy batteries again. It's a simple recharge when it starts to get low, and you're done. So some of the pros, well, it's a super fast reading thermometer. It's rechargeable, it's USB-C, has a fairly long battery life. It's going to last a long time, considering it's only used about a minute at a time. And it's waterproof. Now, again, I'm not sure how believable that waterproof portion is, but they say it's waterproof, so it's waterproof. Hopefully you get a 1-year warranty with yours, just in case. It's got a Fahrenheit and Celsius switch, and it's really easy to switch it just by pressing and holding the Celsius button. It's very reasonably priced for the included value, and mine was accurate right out of the box. It's got some cons. Or does it? Well, I really couldn't find any major cons, but if there was one, it would be that the USB port flap could wear over time and become a potential area for water intrusion. Or it could become a user error issue where the user doesn't close the flap entirely, and you'll get some water intrusion and your unit will be bricked. Junk. Now, the only issue I did have with this particular thermometer, it says that it will read below 0, but I couldn't get it to read below 0 degrees Celsius or 32 degrees Fahrenheit. But you're really buying a meat thermometer to see how cold your meat is? Most people buy it to see how hot things are. And remember, before you buy it, I reviewed it for you. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, I would really love to hear about them in the comments section below. If you have one of these things, what was your experience like? Tell me, I really would actually like to know what your experience was like with these things. So would I recommend the INKBIRD IHT-1P? Well, I think it's a no-brainer. I would absolutely recommend the INKBIRD IHT-1P. I give it 4.9 out of 5 stars. The only reason I lost the 0.1 is because the potential that the flap could wear out and allow water to intrude. Is it going to happen? Well, not for me, because I'm not going to do that. I have included the link for this particular unit in the description below to make it easy for you to go right to the page and grab one up for yourself. I will also include the link for the new website, irevieweditforyou.com, where you will find links to buy any of the items I have reviewed and the videos for each of them. Now, in the event that I do not recommend a product, I will not provide a link for purchase. Really, it's because the whole purpose of this channel and these videos is to protect consumers from crappy products. So, until I see you again, see you tubers later. Turbo lag begins now.